Well, hi everybody. Friday night. I haven't thought of a contest. No one suggested one that's decent. But let me read something to you. Okay? Shiite death squads have killed more than a dozen young Iraqis over the past month for wearing Western style emo clothes. The Interior Minister singled out the emo subculture made up by youths who listen to Western emo music and wear tight jeans and long hair, last month branding it devil worshipping and calling the moral police to stamp it out. Since then, at least 14 emo teenagers have been stoned to death. 14 stoned to death. All right. And at least 6 others, including 2 girls, were beaten. Stoned to death. Kids for wearing jeans and acting emo. What I see them emos on on YouTube all the time. I couldn't specifically define them, but you know when you see one. 14 taken out and stoned to death. That's not even counting the the reputation killings, that the parents do to girls if they're caught. Uh, if they think they're showing too much or wearing sexy clothes, that that they just take them out and kill them. The father takes his daughter out and kills her. This is a society. This is Iraq. This isn't Iran. This isn't Timbuktu. This is Iraq. This is a country that we went in to fight and relieve them from the oppression of Saddam. None of this shit happened under Saddam. All this is since he's been displaced. All this under the tutelage of the American Army. All of this chaos over fucking oil. Women have no rights now. They had every right under Saddam. They could drive, they could dress like they wanted, they could go and buy stuff, they could work their way up the working ladder. Now, now a lot of them can't even be educated in some parts of the society. And for what? For fucking oil. Now, who gets the oil? Not us. We haven't signed one major contract with the Iraqis. You know who signed them? The Russians and the British. Shell Oil signed the largest ones. So Shell Oil's going in, and they're making all the money that we bled for. Remember that asshole Bush and Cheney? You remember them? And Rumsfeld and Gonzales promising us that we were going to go in there and the oil was going to pay for everything. I'll tell you who paid for it. The poor people of this country with their sons and daughters' blood. That's who paid for it. We are turning into such a sick society, letting the goddamn 1% militarize us, take away our rights, and put in power people like this. They kill people for dressing up like emo boys. They kill them for being homosexual. They kill a girl if she's immodest. And there is no revenge because it's legal. Kill anybody you want and say, I don't I thought he was gay. I thought he was emo. I didn't like the way she wore her hair. She showed a little she showed an ankle. This is the kind of nonsense that we think we have a right to go in and deal with these kind of societies. There is no example of this kind of nonsense taking place under Saddam. They still don't have the electricity they had when he was there. This was a war of Bush's creation, and he has no soul because no man could go to bed at night knowing the harm that he's done to millions of people. Now it's going to be a civil war between the Sunnis and the Shia. And who are the Shia is going to control the Shia? The Iranians. So our balance of power is out the window. So who do we have now? We got to deal with the Iranians who are also going to control Iraq. So Israel pushing us more and more to get in a war with Iran is going to find out that there's a larger backing for the Shia community, And part of that backing and part of the weaponry for that was supplied by the United States. We are such assholes when it comes to foreign policy that the only thing we see is the 1%'s demand to control commodities. Those commodities are going to be on the open market, whether we buy them or someone else buys them. And now we think that we're doing the world a favor by shutting off the oil from Iran. All it's doing is just imposing a tax on the poor. You go to the gas pump. That's an added tax every cent gas goes up because we got involved deeper and deeper and deeper in the Middle East. And if you see uh, Israel or us attack Iran, you think $4 gas is bad? Wait till you see $6 gas. And you see what that does to it. It'll cripple our economy. It'll ruin the tourist business. It'll ruin the aviation business. But yet all they can think of is let's strangle Iran because they want a bomb when Israel has 300 and we've got thousands and thousands, and the Russians have thousands, and the Pakistanis have hundreds, and the Indians have hundreds, and North Korea has them, and the beat goes on. The British have them, the French have them. So where does all this nonsense stop? It doesn't stop till we realize that we have no business trying to tell the world how to live. We go in societies. We don't care that the Afghanis now are turning out more poppies and more opium. It's being turned into more and more heroin than ever before. We protect the poppy growers now when the Taliban eradicated 90% because they were totally against drugs. Now they run the whole drug cartel. Now the heroin addict in downtown, any town in America, when he buys heroin, he's buying guns to shoot Americans. Why? Because it wasn't enough that we attack the 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 outpost of Al Qaeda, which we could have done with cruise missiles and tomahawks. Now we've got drones flying all over the fucking world, annoying everybody. And where do we get this philosophy from? Right from Israel. Every day, everybody in Gaza has to watch out because there's a drone flying over them. And those drones are so accurate they just pick out anybody they want and bam, they're gone. Now, how do you think you'd feel living in that situation? It's crazy. The whole freaking world is crazy. But it'd be a lot less crazy if we kept from sticking our nose in everybody else's business. For 40 years, we ruined the entire economy of Latin America. We let Chiquita brand, well, it used to be United Fruit, we let them run Latin America through the CIA. That's why they're called banana republics. Every nation we stuck our nose in ended up with a lot of blowback. And we haven't even started to see the blowback we're going to get from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iraq, and if we stick our nose in Iran. So it's little stories like this that just get under my skin, that we are backing a government that thinks it's all well and fine to take teenage kids out and stone them to death because they don't like the clothes they're wearing or they don't like the music they're playing. Some society we've created, and it's coming home and going to bite us in the ass.